Hi, my name is Krista Mahon, independent designer with Tote Couture from Cincinnati, Ohio. We are going to ink a tote bag, and we are going to use the Work Hard, Play Hard. And I have the 18 by 18 ink mat, and I cut it in half so I can do littler projects, okay? So we're going to be using the ink mat. It is sticky. It helps keep the fabric nice and tight, and it also prevents bleed through, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get our tote and go ahead and put our ink mat inside here. And this tote does have like a little bit of a flat bottom here. So what I like to do is I like to fold it so I can see where I'm going to be, the crease is going to be, because this will sit like this, okay? So I like to fold it and see where that crease is going to be and smooth down the fabric to the ink mat. Okay, and then we're going to make sure our transfer is marked. So work hard, play hard. And the reason why we do that is so we can reuse it. We're going to use this, wash it, and then we're going to put it back in the packaging and on the transfer once it's dry. Okay, so you don't have to fuzz because we're actually doing fabric, which is fuzzing it for us. Okay, so we want to make sure our front's marked and our back, and then what it is. So once you have these laying around, you can reattach them with no problems. Okay, so we're going to set this aside. And we're going to line this up. I always use the top and pull towards me. And I'm going to obviously look at where my straps are. And then we're going to push it down and make sure all our bubbles are out. Okay. And then I picked my two favorites, teal and Tide. This is the permanent ink. So when you ink something to heat set it, you want to make sure that you take the ink mat out, and then you're going to use either heat press or an iron. I always put parchment paper on top, and then I use the heat press 350 degrees for 30 seconds. We're going to use the same stir stick we use for paste. This transfer can be used paste or ink. That's a cool part about it. And our squeegees. They can be used for both as well. So it's another cool part about Tote Couture that you can do either or. I can't open my teal. Let me grab another one. I don't know. I must have put that on really tight. Wow. Okay. So we're going to grab another stir stick. I always open off screen so it doesn't drop on anything. Okay. So I'm going to do work and play and then hard and hard and the different colors. I always use my squeegee to clean my stir stick, and this goes in the water. And we're going to dip it in. I'm going to do work and teal. And when I do ink, I just make sure I have it nice and thick, and I don't go over it too many times. Just enough to feel like I have it in the silk screen. Ink stays wet pretty long, so you don't have to rush your project, okay? Just take your time. It is permanent, so you want to make sure you stay on your transfer and you don't get it, if you're doing multiple colors, you don't get it in the other color. I'm hoping this teal pops on the tote here. We'll see. Ink is a lot thinner than paste, so I'm not really pressing hard. I'm just kind of smoothing out my lines, barely putting any pressure on it. I'm going to leave that out in case we miss something, okay? So I'll set that aside. I'm going to grab my Tide, do the same thing with my stir stick, put that in the bath of water. I love Tide. It's such a cool color. And teal. One of my favorites. We're only doing the silk screen area. We don't have to worry about the rest of the transfer, only the silk screen area. So, and I always go one direction on my projects. Got really close to the H right there. We're going to try to didn't go in there. And this transfer is a B size transfer, and it is part of the spring summer release. I love this one because this is so me. Definitely right up my alley. All right, so we're gonna leave that out as well in case we have a little mishap where we didn't get through all the way. I'm gonna wipe my hands off because I did have a little bit of ink on my hands. So I'm gonna wipe that off because if I touch the fabric, it is permanent. So I wanna make sure I don't have it on my hands. And the slower you pull off, the better, okay? So we're just gonna do nice and slow. If we miss the spot, we can definitely touch it up. Okay, I'm just gonna peel it. So the K right there, I didn't get it all the way in there, so I just set it down and I just hit right on top there. Slower the better, it doesn't pull the fibers of the fabric. So far, so good. Pull it from the center here, hold my surface down. I have a little bit on the L right there, so I'm going to lay it down. And some people don't, it doesn't bother. I like it to be clean, so I'm just hit it. I got a little bit on the Y, so I'm just going to set it down and tap that right there. The lighter colors, it's easier to miss stuff, so I think we're good. I think it pops well. This goes in the water just like normal, okay? And then we will wash the transfer. I don't soak the transfers in water. I wash them right away. I feel like you get the most usage out of them, 8 to 12 times, if not more. So if you take care of the transfers and wash them right away, don't let them soak, you can probably get more than that out of them, okay? And don't worry if the ink stains the teal part of the transfer. It does come out of the silkscreen area, so no worries there. And then I wipe it down with the board eraser, and you always want to dry sticky side up, okay? So that's another reason why we mark it with a Sharpie. So if you see that Sharpie facing you when you're drying, you need to flip it around, okay? So that Sharpie should be face down, okay? And that means your sticky side up, so it doesn't stick to whatever you're drying to, okay? The squeegees can go in the bath of water. We'll clean those up, so that can go in the bath of water. And I think it looks great, guys. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget, take the ink mat out before you heat set. And you can use parchment paper or you can use this Teflon paper. So you will put this over your project and then you'll heat set, okay? 350 degrees for 30 seconds. If you don't have a heat press, you can surely use an iron. Just put it on the high setting and 30 seconds, okay? So thank you for joining me. Subscribe to my channel if you could. I would really appreciate it, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.